This is Thomas Lyons from Raps on TV here at Stonebridge Amateur Boxing Club. Fortunate to be joined by the elite amateur turning professional Kola.
Thank you very much.
Firstly, how are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Thanks very much for giving us some of your time, taking time out of your, I presume, very busy schedule at the moment.
No, not yet.
No?
You're getting there.
Getting there.
Slowly.
Kola, just want to touch on quickly, been asking the rest of the amateur boxers down at the gym.
Yeah.
Very tight-knit family community here at Stonebridge.
Yeah.
What makes the gym tick for you, in your opinion?
I don't know, man. I know every gym says it. You hear every boxer say it. Every boxer says it about their gym and about their coaches. But here, man, it's a real family, man. The coaches, you can go to them with problems out boxing, not just boxing problems. You can talk to them about anything. You know, you talk to the boxers, even the other boxers, like, they're your brothers, man. You come here, you haven't got a family, you know, you come here, you got brothers, man. You talk to everyone talks to you, there's no egos. You know, a lot of gyms I've gone to, like, you see, there's egos, you know, some people feel like they don't want to talk to someone because that person hasn't done X or whatever. But here, everyone, you got people that have, one of the boys, Andre, he's got 2 belts, he won the Southern area. But you still see him helping out with the kids sessions, you know. I don't know, it's just different here, man. There's love here, man. There's like chemistry. We all bounce off each other, you know. We all motivate each other to do better.
Well, then that's what you want, and obviously at the grassroots level of the sport, like you touched on there, guys like Andre who have accomplished so early on, sort of in his embryonic stage of his career, Southern area title, elite titles.
Yeah, for real.
How integral is it to have people like Andre, yourself, Mikael Lawal, obviously making waves in the cruiserweight division at the moment, to teach the young people coming through the ranks about the experience of the gym, about sort of pushing themselves to that next level? What's your sort of assessment of that?
You know what? It's not even the young boxers. You know, it does it for all of us. Even me. You know, when Mikael motivates all of us in the gym, I would say, because Mikael's done it. Mikael's just came in the gym. He's only been boxing 2 to 3 years, but he's boxed in Wembley Stadium. He's boxed in Dubai. You know, he's done so much, like all these big things, and you know, and all you see that what he does, he just trains hard. You see him in the gym, he's training hard. So it motivates us. And on the other side, Andre, you know, Andre's showing us all that, you know, with the dedication. You know, our gym's not that known yet, but he's beating boys from top gyms. You know, Ripton, West Ham, you know, he's beating them well, and he's beating them in good fashion. So if he's winning, you know, like I don't know. He's doing. Everyone motivates everyone here, you know, not just the younger ones. You know, we all motivate each other.
Yeah.
I feel,
Obviously, talking about the exposure of the gym, I see you repping the Stonebridge boxing cap.
Come on.
Obviously, firmly part of the movement, Team Sauerland, Nissa and Kala.
Yes.
Obviously, investing a lot of time into the gym, into the long-term project of the gym. Likes a protege, Mikael Lawal in the cruiserweight division. Like you said, there has kind of experienced those high-profile sort of events. Box on the World Boxing Super Series platform. Boxed in front of thousands of people.
Even he did some sparring with Usyk. He sparred with Tony Bellew. You know, so.
Joshua Buatsi yesterday. So a lot of sort of credibility that comes from Mikael's successes. How much of a benchmark is that for the likes of yourself, looking up to fighters like Mikael?
You know what? It just motivates us. You know, I see, and seeing as I just turned over as well, having Mikael there as well. Mikael, like, if he sees that I've got like a, you know, he's like, even though he's not much older than me, he's still, you know, he'll say, if he sees that we're nervous for sparring, he'll be like, listen, it's gonna happen. This sparring, like, you know, tough sparring's gonna come, but you'll be all right. You know, he eases me up, and he's not even much older than me. He's just experienced and he's been through it, so he knows how to pass that on. So if he's passed it on to me, one day I could be being in his shoes and telling someone, oh, don't worry, man, sparring, or this is that, hard, like, you know, training hard's hard, but, you know, we'll be okay. You know? So it's knock-on effect. He's doing it to me, and then one day I'll do it to someone, and that someone will do it to someone. You know, you feel?
But surely that's sort of an integral part of the gym, to have people that you can look upon for advice, for guidance.
Yeah, of course.
Obviously, a lot of the amateur boxers touched on the high-profile coaches, how they've instilled that knowledge and discipline into the fighters. Packed gym today. I mean, people like coming in out all the time. That must be really sort of beneficial, having that exposure so early on in the development of the club.
Yeah, of course. You know, the gyms, although we have been open for a long time, but you know, I train in the daytime. I train at around 1 p.m. And every single day, people will just come in off the high street, and they'll be like, what's this gym about? What does training like? What's the when the training time? Every single day, random people. So that's what this gym does for the community. It's not just, if this, the fact that the gym's here, if it wasn't here, I don't know, a lot of people, if you even saw yourself today, the gym's packed.
Yeah.
And this is just, it's probably been even more packed, on a Wednesday. Wednesdays are days where everybody, the keep fitters and the boxers train together. Monday, Friday, boxers train separately. But even then, the gym just, even the boxers classes on the Monday and Friday, they're starting to get packed because people are coming up from the keep fit class, or and they're being brought into the boxers class. They want to box, they want to fight, so they're being brought ahead.
Yeah. Kola, I want to come on to your career, your backstory in boxing. So what background you've come from and how you've been introduced to boxing, now having made that transition from the amateurs to the pros.
Yeah.
I mean, what's in the pipeline, man? What's in the pipeline for the next, say, 12 to 18 months?
I've got my debut in September. So right now training with I've got a new coach, Mikael's coach, Sultan, and he's helping, honestly, he's really helping, already we're doing some things that, I'm thinking, I didn't even think I'd be able to progress that quick, he's showing me things that, before training was like, I've got training, but today it's like, now it's like, I've got training, what am I going to learn today? I've got new things to learn, and yesterday we sparred with Buatsi. Mikael did 6 rounds of him, I did 4 rounds, and just even being, because as an amateur you wouldn't be able to do that, but going down the whole pro thing now, that experience, I was sparring Buatsi and I was like, oh my God. I was like, he hit me with a jab. I was like, Joshua Buatsi just hit me with a jab. That's crazy, man. I can't believe it. He's in the ring, I'm shit, and that's the dream, man. Joshua Buatsi, Olympic bronze medalist, British champion, and he's tipped to be the biggest prospect of, biggest prospect at the moment, So again, lovely. But no, I like the pro training, slower, not slower. It's
do you think it's kind of more efficient for
you
to
because I feel like I've always had a kind of pro style. I've never been too more. But now, with tone, even what I was before, we turn that down, slower, more alert, thinking, actually thinking now, and I prefer the whole pro thing.
So obviously being part of the Stonebridge Boxing Club, in very good hands here, like we touched on the coaches, Sultan. Just correct me if I'm wrong, we've got a Kazakh boxer just turned pro the other month, Almat Berkabayov. Obviously, so I mean another additional asset to the gym. So I mean, sort of the experience of bonding and sort of thriving off these guys in the gym, the experiences like you touched on there, Joshua Buatsi coming sparring yesterday, probably one of the nicest people you'll speak to in boxing, but in the ring, ferocious. Systematically breaking fighters down.
Honestly.
In terms of that sparring that you experienced yesterday, what sort of little adjustments do you think you've picked up in terms of to aid your arsenal?
Defense, man. Defense. That guy he'll hit you with a shot you didn't even know that was able to hit you with, man. Hit me with a body shot. I can feel it, but I don't know, it's more of a mental thing as well, man. I feel if you on a debut, you're not gonna come across, if you've been in the ring with someone like Buatsi, who are you gonna come across on your debut, So already in your mental you'll be like, I've put in the work, I've trained with the great people, I've trained with the great boxers. This is not that any boxing match is ever a walk in the park, but you'll be at ease. You'll be like, I've trained, I've gone with tough boxers, so But another thing about this gym is that it's not just where we go. People come here. We had a Kazakh, I think the WBO and the IB. 2 Kazakh boxers came down. They had some, so I can't tell you exactly, but they had some sort of world honours. And Charlie Edwards was here the other week.
WBC flyweight champion. So.
Seeing the WBC in the flesh, man, that's crazy. That's not something that everyone gets to see. You don't see a lot of gyms get, obviously, unless they're from that gym, you don't see a lot. So obviously we're right next to Wembley. If you actually look out the window, you can see Wembley Stadium. So that's another thing, man. You're saying to yourself, you're saying to yourself, one day I'm a boxer, man. So. So go on.
So September pro debut. What are you most looking forward to getting into the ring for the first time under those bright lights?
10-ounce gloves, man. I swear down. 10-ounce gloves. I put on 10-ounce gloves. We went to some gym. I'd never put on 10-ounce gloves before. even amateur, I think amateur's like 12 or 13.
Yeah.
And obviously we sparring 16. So in the whole time I've been boxing for 10 years, I've never put on 10-ounce gloves, and I put on 10-ounce gloves. I looked at my coach and said, "Are these legal?" I was like, "Can you actually use these?" Like, it felt like nothing, man. So I don't know. I feel like that would be a nice thing. The pressure, you know, I love pressure. I love being nervous, because if you're not nervous, something's wrong. Something's wrong. Like, anytime I haven't been nervous, stuff hasn't really gone my way, you know, sparring or bouts. But whenever I'm nervous. So, and I feel like every single time you've got a pro fight, you're nervous, because you've always got. As an amateur, you may not be like, if it's not a tournament, you might be like, oh, there's not really much to lose. But as an amateur, as a pro, you lose. It's remembered, you know. Your record is like not tarnished, but you know, you 1-0 or whatever. You've got a loss on your record, you know. So I feel like that pressure will always keep the nerves. So that's another thing that I think I like about that. No head guard, no vest, you know. Ring walk, pick my own song.
Any potential song at the forefront?
Many, man. You know what? Arctic Monkeys. What's that song?
2 days.
I like that one. Yeah. I feel like I'll have to
mix it up a bit.
It's Arctic Monkeys. I can't remember. It's got some girl from Misfits in the video. I don't know if you know which one I'm talking about. You look good on the dance floor. Something like that.
Yeah.
There's so many songs that, you know. So that's another thing I can't look forward to. Yeah, man, there's so much.
So obviously it's quite kind of fresh, raw that you've turned pro now. Looking to, I presume, remain active this year, try and get as many fights. In your sort of own personal aspirations, how many fights would you like to have at this stage of your career?
I said two this year, because if my debut's going to be in September, I'd like to get, if I could do 3, but if two's realistic, then yeah, I'd love to do two fights, and then start the new year with, you know, hopefully do as many shows as possible, not shows, but box as many times, and start getting picked up, start getting realised, start getting noticed, and then, you know, hopefully start making some noise in the pro game, man.
Yeah, man. Obviously, like for pro boxers making that transition early on, embryonic stage, it's about kind of having the platform, the exposure,
of course,
the right fights at the right time.
Yeah.
Obviously, continuous theme is that obviously you're under like good like support, guidance, that network of knowledgeable people that are going to guide you in the right direction.
Yeah.
In terms of obviously like British titles, Southern area titles, English titles, at sort of the domestic level, how far do you see yourself away from challenging in the future for those kind of accolades?
Well, my coaches and I spoke. Well, my coach and I spoke, and he said, you know, you keep doing what you're doing, you keep picking up things where you're picking them up, and he's like, in 6 months from your debut, so 6 months from your debut in September, he was like, we'll go for the Southern area, and a year from then we'll go for the British. You know, obviously I can say that now, and my debut could go a completely other way, but I believe that, you know, I don't want to sound cliche, but I believe you know, this is something that anything else I haven't really clicked. Like boxing's always clicked, you know, and I've always come back to boxing whenever I've wandered off or, you know, started messing around. I've always come back to boxing. So I believe in myself, and I believe in around a year. I believe in a year people will know my name. I can say.
Well, you've got to have that confidence, that ambition that you're going to surpass certain expectations. Obviously, without looking too far ahead, I know you're making your pro debut, so I don't really want to ask you questions that are too sort of far fetched to like European worlds. But is the ultimate goal for you to become a world champion in the sport?
100%, man. 100%. It can't really be anything else, to be honest. You know, you have to get in the sport to do that. I know money's nice and everything, but you want to get, and it's not just any world title. You know, you want to WBC. I think obviously every other world title is still, you know, they're all serious world titles, but WBC is the Mac Daddy of belts, man. I think you got that, you're the man. You know, so.
For the Raps on TV audience, but also the broadened boxing fraternity, do you want to give any sort of details of your pro debut, where people can get tickets, and like just any sort of detail of opponent? Do you know anything about who you're going to be boxing?
No clue yet, and I couldn't even tell you really about a tickets or the date. I've got my interview on Tuesday for the. I think my license interview, so if I get past that and everything, I've still got to do my medical. But once that's all done, my Instagram, you can get through to it on my Instagram or my boxing club's Instagram, or even at the boxing club. You come down, if you're local, come down to the boxing gym.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll be able to sort out some tickets or something.
Well, Kola, best of luck with preparations for September.
Thank you.
I wish you all the best with your career, and obviously, idealising fighters within the gym, but at a more local level, but also world beaters at throughout the ranks. Just kind of best sort of progression for yourself to reach those aspirations. Yeah. Do you want to shout out your social media to the fans, just to keep tuned and follow the journey?
My Instagram is at Kola Koyejo, Kola Koyejo. That's the same thing, along with my Facebook, and then our Twitter. Don't use Twitter, but yeah, maybe that's it.
I appreciate the time. Just one last one. Heavyweight division at the moment, everyone's talking about it. Anthony Joshua defending his world title belts against Andy Ruiz on June 1st at the MSG.
Yeah.
This weekend, hard-hitting Deontay Wilder, WBC champion against Dominic Brazil, and also Tyson Fury defending his linear championship per se against Tom Swartz.
Yeah.
Out of Fury, Joshua Wilder, if I could get you to give one word, who sits at the top of the heavyweight?
Fury. The guy's different biscuits, man. The guy's serious, man. I still don't think he gets enough love for what he, actually how he is, because of his mouth. I think the way he talks, he says things wrong, and the media they muddle up his words. But I think Fury, he should have a lot more credit than he does now, I think.
Kola, appreciate you giving us some of your time on the platform.
No worries.
We're going to follow the journey, see how it unfolds. But first, obviously, September, get that out of the way, see how things come into fruition, and we'll be there every step of the way.
Thank you very
Top
much.
man, Thomas Lyons, Raps on TV, Stonebridge Amateur Boxing Club with elite amateur turned pro Kola, and we're out.
Thank you.